I spent $220 on a set of budget tires last year. And then 6 months later, I spent $720 replacing them with Michelins. That was not the plan. The plan was to save $500. And I want to tell you exactly what happened, what I tested, and what the numbers actually showed. Because most of what you've heard about cheap versus expensive tires is either incomplete or flat out wrong. Let's start with what I got wrong. I bought a set of budget tires from an online retailer, same size as my stock tires, $55 each. I'd read a few forums, people said they were fine for daily driving, nothing crazy. I figured tires are tires, rubber on a wheel. How different can they actually be? They felt fine the first month. Honestly, they felt pretty good. Quiet, smooth, no complaints. Then it rained. I was doing about 55 on the highway, and I had to brake harder than usual. Not emergency braking, just firm pressure on the pedal, and the car took longer to stop than I expected. Not dramatically longer, but enough that I noticed it. Enough that my stomach dropped a little. I started paying attention after that. So I decided to actually test this properly. Same car, same driver, same road, same speed. I ran braking tests at 60 miles per hour on dry pavement and again on wet pavement. First with the budget tires. Then I had Michelin Defender T+H tires mounted and ran the exact same tests. On dry pavement, the budget tires stopped in 128 feet. The Michelins stopped in 121 feet, 7 feet difference. I'll be honest, I expected a bigger gap. 7 feet is basically nothing. On a dry road in good conditions, the cheap tire is right there with the premium one. If that was the whole story, you should buy the $55 tires every single time. But that's not the whole story. On wet pavement, everything changed. Budget tires 60 miles per hour to 0 on a wet road, 187 feet. Michelin's 148 feet. That's a 39-foot difference. On the same car, same speed, same driver, just water on the road. 39 feet is roughly the length of a city bus. That is the gap between stopping in time and hitting the car in front of you. And I want to be specific here because this matters. This wasn't icy conditions. This wasn't a flooded road. This was just a normal, wet highway. The kind of road you drive on every other day in most American cities.
The reason this happens is the rubber compound. Budget tire manufacturers use a softer compound to give you good grip numbers when the tire is new and dry. But softer compound also means the tire deforms more under wet braking. The contact patch goes mushy instead of staying stiff, and you lose grip exactly when you need it most. Premium tire manufacturers spend enormous money engineering compounds that stay grippy when wet. That's what you're actually paying for, not the name on the sidewall. The chemistry of the rubber. Now let's talk about wear, because this is where most people make the wrong decision. Budget tires feel soft and sticky when they're new. That stickiness is the soft compound working, but soft rubber wears faster, a lot faster. My budget tire started showing uneven wear at around 22,000 miles. By 28,000 miles, I was back at the tire shop. They told me I had maybe 3,000 miles left on them. I'd bought tires rated for 45,000 miles, and they lasted less than 30,000. That happens because the ratings are done under ideal conditions: specific load, specific pressure, specific road surface. Real world, especially with the softer compound budget tires use, you're gonna come up short. The Michelins I replaced them with are rated for 80,000 miles. I'm at 31,000 miles now, and they look like they're barely broken in. Even wear across the entire tread, edge to edge. So here's the math that nobody actually runs. Budget tires at $220 a set, replaced every 28,000 miles. Over 84,000 miles of driving, you buy 3 sets. That's $660. Michelin set at $720, lasting a realistic 70,000 miles. You buy 1 set for that same distance, and you have money left over. The cheaper tire costs more money. It's just spread out in a way that doesn't feel like it. There's another thing the spec sheets don't show you, and it took me a while to understand it. Good tires warn you before they break loose. When you're pushing into a fast on-ramp or making a sudden lane change, a quality tire gives you a little feedback through the steering wheel, a slight feel of the limit before it reaches it. Your hands and your body get a split second to react. Budget tires don't do that. They grip, then they let go, and there's no warning in between. It's not that they're always dangerous, it's that when things go wrong, they go wrong fast. Every driver I talked to who switched from budget to premium tires mentioned this within the first week. Not the ride, not the noise, the feel, the confidence, the sense that the car is communicating with you. That's hard to put a dollar amount on, but it's real. So here is the actual straightforward answer to the question. If you drive mostly in dry conditions, short trips, low mileage, city streets, and your budget is tight, a decent mid-range budget tire is not going to put you in danger. The dry performance difference is genuinely small. You'll replace them sooner, but you'll be okay. But if you drive on highways regularly, if you live somewhere it rains, if you put serious miles on your car every year, if you have family in that vehicle, the wet braking data alone should settle this for you. 39 feet is not a margin you want to gamble on. Here's the thing I keep coming back to. Your car has a 200 horsepower engine, 4-wheel disc brakes, stability control, lane assist, and all of that technology transfers to the road through 4 rubber contact patches about the size of your hand. That's it. 4 hand-sized patches. Everything your car can do depends on those 4 patches working correctly. The Michelins cost me $500 more than the budget tires. I put about 15,000 miles on my car per year. Over the life of those tires, that $500 breaks down to about $7 a month. $7 a month to have 39 extra feet of stopping distance in the rain. I don't think about it as a tire purchase anymore. I think about it as the cheapest safety upgrade you can make to any vehicle. One last thing before you go buy tires. Don't just take brand names at face value. There are budget brands that test well and premium brands that coast on their reputation. Before you buy anything, look up the actual independent wet braking numbers for that specific tire model. Tire Rack publishes them, Consumer Reports publishes them. The data is out there. Buy the tire with the best wet braking number in your price range. That's the only spec that matters when it counts. If this saved you from making a $500 mistake, hit like. Subscribe because I keep testing this stuff so you don't have to. Next video, I'm going to show you which specific budget tire brands actually came closest to Michelin in wet braking. That one was surprising me a lot. That one's worth watching.